right, it's Thursday evening, and it's time for Weather Geeks, getting this on the air a little bit later than usual this evening because it's been a very, very busy day, as expected. We've had waves of showers and storms that have rolled through and dropped some locally heavy rain. Check out these rain gauge numbers. Valid as of 8:14 this evening, 1.1 inches at my house in Boardman. Closer to an inch and a half, though, down towards Latonia, Columbiana, and then heading over towards East Palestine. 0.78 downtown, and pretty close to that in Austin town. 1.37, the number over in Mercer. Those are the rain gauge numbers. Now, when we look at some Doppler radar estimates, inch to inch and a quarter, kind of near the Mahoning, Columbiana County line. Go up into the northern viewing area. They did pretty well up here as well, generally an inch and a quarter to an inch and a half or so. Oh, from roughly Mespo and Bristol and heading over towards Kinsman, down towards the Cortland, Southington area, heading over towards, not Southington, the Sharon area, I should say, then heading over towards Greenville. So, healthy amount of rain. Now, when I recorded this at 8:14, the radar was lighting up again. This is a 6-hour loop taking us back to mid-afternoon, showing these waves that rolled through. And then as we take a look at the current radar, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Most of you will be watching this after the information is valid. But when I recorded this at 8:15, we still had some downpours in eastern Columbiana over into Lawrence County and more heavy rain back towards the Canton area, which is, in fact, tracking to the east. So a lot of us aren't done yet. So there can be more tropical downpours before the evening is through. And notice we've got some thunder and lightning associated with this action out towards Canton and up into the Akron area as well, Massillon, picking up some lightning and thunder. So we're going to see more downpours here and there before the evening is through, and our high-res futurecast doing okay. Not great, but okay with the placement on this. Now, some interesting trends here. I think we're going to stay pretty soggy overnight, and overall this forecast is deteriorating for late tonight and Friday. This front is not going to sag as far south as it looked like it would, and that has some implications for our Friday forecast. Notice tomorrow morning, our model here is still showing a couple of raindrops around, at least possibly, right through the early morning. So I think we're going to have to ramp up our rain chances for the first part of the day tomorrow, and perhaps even later in the day as well. It could have some implications for high school football. I'll talk about that more in just a second. First, though, 74 degrees this morning was the low. One of the warmest overnights we've had on record here in Youngstown in September. Our all-time record high-low temperature, or maximum low, is 76. So we didn't break that, but 74 was a record for this date. Now we probably will drop below 74 before midnight tonight, so today's calendar day won't go into the record books as having a low of 74, but last night was a very, very warm night. Our high today, 87, right on the money with our forecast. Our accuracy streak up to 26 days in a row now, dating back to mid-August. The heat index before the showers and storms arrived today was through the roof once again. We had heat index values in the lower 90s early to mid-afternoon, then the rain trimmed that. Now let's talk about tomorrow's forecast. This is getting a little bit tricky. Now this front was originally going to sag far enough south to give us some sunshine and a pretty decent Friday afternoon and evening, but the model trends, I don't like these trends. Here we are mid-afternoon tomorrow. Notice our model here is still trying to spit out a little rain. I don't think there's going to be much in the way of thunder and lightning with this, but a couple of showers, yeah, that's possible. And this could be with us up through high school football time Friday evening, particularly, I think, in the southern viewing area. The farther south away from Youngstown you are, I think the higher chances of seeing some raindrops around for football Friday evening. Now, again, I'm not real keen on the possibility of thunder at this point, but I think our rain chances are increasing for tomorrow and including tomorrow evening. Then as we go into Saturday, now we've been talking about this all week, that Saturday's not a rainy day. It's not going to rain all day. But there can be some showers at the start, and then perhaps a fairly decent lull where not much happens. I don't want to rule something out midday and afternoon, a spotty shower or a storm, but I don't think there's a lot of coverage on it until we get into the evening, when our cold front rolls through, and some of these storms could be on the strong side once again as we go towards dinner time Saturday evening. The front sweeps east Sunday, and what a change it's going to be. Big sprawling area of high pressure is going to build east, in sensational weather on the way for Sunday afternoon, Sunday night, and Monday. Look at the dew point drop. Finally, some relief heading our way Sunday, Monday. And even though it's going to warm up Tuesday into Wednesday, especially Tuesday, the dew points won't be as high, it looks like, as they are right now. I've said a couple of times on my blog and on videos today that today is very likely to be the most uncomfortable day we have until next summer. We're getting deeper into September, and the pattern just doesn't look nearly as hot as you would expect in mid-September. So we're heading into a more typical September pattern, I think, for mid-month. Now, it doesn't look like a chilly pattern. This isn't the kind of pattern that's going to produce some October previews, if you will. But notice the dips we have here. Sunday, one of them. The next one, middle of next week. And then after that, the modeling is not indicating much chilly weather, but not much heat either. We could be near or slightly above average during that 15th to the 22nd period, kind of the third week of the month. Not seeing many signs of high heat or unusual September heat, just kind of typical or perhaps slightly above average. All right, I mentioned last night, this will be the last Weather for Weather Geeks for about a week and a half. I am heading off to the National Weather Association annual conference in Norfolk, Virginia this weekend, and I'll be there most of next week. So no Weather Geeks tomorrow, no Weather Geeks next week as well. I'll see you right back on here on, what would that date be? The 19th. Wow, it's going to be a while. So I won't be off the grid or anything. I'll be checking in on social media as the weather warrants, although it looks pretty darn quiet for most of next week. All right, we'll be on late tonight after football. NFL season's back right here on 21 WFMJ. Super Bowl rematch. We'll probably hit the air, assuming there's no overtime. We'll hit the air 11:45 to midnight. I'm optimistically hoping that we'll be on closer to 11:45 than midnight. All right, have a great night, everyone.